fresh episode of Love Lines with Counselor Femi Olaitan. Counselor Femi Olaitan is a sex therapist, a relationship expert, a pastor, and a mentor. My name is Titilola Osho, and on today's episode, we're going to be discussing sexual satisfaction in marriage. Counselor Femi Olaitan.
Yes.
All right. I want to ask the question, can
Okay.
sexual satisfaction be achieved in a marriage?
Oh, yes. Sexual satisfaction can be achieved in marriage, and it should be one of the goals, actually. You should seek to achieve sexual satisfaction, sexual pleasure, maximum sexual pleasure, as it were, with your spouse. Yes.
Well, I know it should be a goal, although quite a number of women in marriage, statistics shows us that quite a number of women actually fake satisfaction when it comes to sexual intimacy in marriage, or because they don't want to achieve to be the difficult to be pleased, and several other reasons. Is this actually necessary as related to sexual satisfaction?
I don't think so. Actually, I don't think it's necessary. See, one of the things that we encourage when we talk about sexual satisfaction is the ability to communicate. All right, the ability to express your desires, in an honorable way, in such a way that is not demeaning. All right, it does not affect the self-esteem of your partner. All right, but you should have the freedom, the liberty, the atmosphere, to discuss.
Oh, so in a nutshell,
Yeah.
you're saying that sexual satisfaction can be discussed in marriage.
Yes, it can be discussed. To start with, it's possible that you're at different level, with your partner at the time you got married.
All right.
So you are getting married to someone, let's say, who is at the scale of 10 at level 4. And maybe these other partners are level 6.
Whoa.
Number one, you don't need to seek for someone who is either super. How do you even know? Who is super high or something? You've got exactly.
Okay.
You've got to find a way to adapt to your own partner and together seek sexual fulfillment at your own level, as it were.
I've seen quite a number of men who go extra mile. They can do anything to satisfy, their partner, their wife sexually. And I've seen women as well too, who would say, I'd rather do anything. Now, in doing anything, in making efforts to satisfy one's partner sexually, how far will be too far?
Well, first of all, I want to say that you should be willing, do whatever, really.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Positive anyway.
Oh.
Something positive,
Okay.
Whatever, you can do to help your partner achieve sexual pleasure, maximum sexual pleasure.
Okay.
However, you should be guided by what is within the bounds of morality, and what is within the bounds of your conviction, as it were.
Faith, right?
Yes, or within the band of your faith,
Okay.
as it were. And you should also be concerned about medical implications.
Oh.
All right, so
Okay.
you don't want to do whatever, in the bid to achieve sexual pleasure that will generate some kind of medical issues or complications for your spouse. Yeah.
Okay, all right. You're encouraging that we can actually make efforts, at satisfying or ensuring that our partner gains maximum satisfaction when it comes to sexuality in marriage. All right. Okay, so can one seek help? Can one seek help?
Yes. When it comes to sexual issues, this is the way it should be approached.
I mean, you are a sex therapist.
Yes.
And so many women out there don't even know if they can or not, if it is something they can do or not. So please shed more light on it.
I would say, first of all, you can seek help. You should seek help where both of you seems not able to get a solution, as it were, where you're having sexual issues in marriage. All right. So, however, there are sources I will counsel against.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that You can seek help from therapists, sex therapists.
Okay.
All right. I'm a sex therapist, for instance. We put up courses, for people, very decent courses professionally.
Okay.
All right, and it helps. It's tailor-made for every couple. It helps you to achieve maximum sexual pleasure, with your partner. All right. You can also read books. All right. You can read books, and there are some books that will help. All right. Number 3, you should communicate. You should communicate. Communication will help a lot, will help to resolve a whole lot. All right. Number 4, in communication, one of the things you need to ask for or seek for is you need to know how your partner receives pleasure. That should not be assumed.
Wow.
Because some people think that if I'm trusting this way, if I'm doing this way, she should be enjoying it. It should be but that may not be. Because our bodies are designed differently.
Okay.
All right. So we receive pleasure differently. All right. So you've got to seek to know how your partner best receives pleasure. Then you go through that route, and all of that. So all of this will come out of continuous communication. Create an environment that is relaxing enough, that is not so tense.
Okay.
That such that it's so easy for either of the partner to talk about sex.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. And now, talking about materials, you mentioned books, and my mind went straight away to porn movies. How safe is this? Is this a good way to go in seeking help or sourcing for help to, provide sexual satisfaction to one's partner?
No, don't do porn. All right, don't do porn. It will not help. Porn are not designed to teach you the act of sex.
Okay.
No. Porn are designed to get you addicted, to get you wild, as it were, to feed your emotions, and all of that. They weren't designed to teach you the act of sex. So you hardly learn anything there,
Wow.
Especially as it relates to sex in marriage, and all of that. It gets you wild. It increases your appetite. It makes you voracious and all of that. But it doesn't teach you skills.
And that might not even be, just like you said, that it might not be what works for one's partner.
It doesn't even work for couples who are trying to learn, to master, the act of sex, in looking for sexual pleasure, for your partner, as it were. So I will counsel completely against porn. Some other time, some of the effects of porn is you don't even know where it stops. You can't tell, what it will unlock, and you cannot tell how to even stop it sometimes. So don't open yourself up to it at all. I will counsel against porn.
All right.
Again and again.
Now, on a lighter note, I know you're going to be wondering, but this is also a serious one. Can we say desire for sexual satisfaction is lack of spirituality?
Oh, no, for believers, for Christians, no.
When a woman looks like a man and like, with all of this, why are you on about, this. Seem you're praying less, seem you're no longer spiritual. And the same for, a woman too, when the man is wondering, I thought you were a born again Christian. I thought you were firebrand, Holy Ghost talker. Why are you just, what is the big deal about this thing? That's
the emotions are completely different. Your sexual needs, urges, and all that are completely different. It does not define you. It does not limit you. That you're a believer does not mean you should not seek for sexual pleasure. Remember, God created sex to start with. And it was created for enjoyment, for your maximum pleasure. All right? It was created for your pleasure, as it were. So, no, you are not wrong. All right? It becomes wrong when you seek for it outside marriage, as it were. All right? But within marriage, you should not be sex shy. All right? You should not be sex shy. Actually, this is one of the things that hinder sexual pleasure, sexual fulfillment.
Shyness.
The shyness. All right? You should not be sex shy. You should not be bedroom shy. All right? You should be able to go all out with your partner. as it were. And you see, there's what we call erotic talk.
Okay.
You know, so sometimes, you know, they warm up, they try to get your partner in the mood and all of that. So some believers found that difficult to do, to talk, to say. You know, so we encourage, say to your partner what you intend to do to her, all right, or what you want done to you. So when you say things like that, it helps you to break the barriers. You know, it helps you to break the restrictions, the walls, and all of that. It helps you to connect properly. And your partner can also say, you know, what she or he wanted to do to her body, you know, as it were. All right, so I want to say that don't be sex shy.
Okay.
Please feel free to talk about it with your partner.
All right. This is really educative. I want to believe you have learned. However, if there are still areas you would like us to talk about or questions, kindly type them in the comment section below. Okay, and don't forget to like this channel and subscribe. Subscribe to this channel, okay? Like and share with your friends. Thank you so much, Councillor.
Thank you.
Until another time when we come your way. Goodbye.
God bless.